Hello and welcome to the crypto jungle. For now, may as well let you guys know right off the bat that I'm going to be rebranding. I'm going to change the channel name. Channel name's already changed to peer-to-peer trades, P2P trades. Reason being is I think going forwards with this channel, we're going to focus a little bit more heavily on the decentralized side of crypto, the self-custody side of crypto, and how you can trade in that type of environment. Anyways, still the crypto jungle for now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple altcoins. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the king of all crypto. That is Bitcoin. Taking a look on the daily. So we are in this, we have just fallen out of this trading range. So we were trading sideways for a while. We just lost this support range right here, and we're looking to get back in. If we fail to get back into this trading range, this will be a bearish test. If we fail to get back in here, this will be a bearish test. If we take out the lows here at 15.5, we're going to probably head down to some lower levels. Let's take a look at what that might look like. We can do we'll start off with a measured move. Measured moves are handy when you are trying to, get the next logical level of support. So the measured move would be basically from this last point of the last loss of support. And we'll bring that down to about here, which is going to bring us to, if we take a look at our support ranges back here, back to this level right here, which we've been talking about for a really long time. We've been talking about kind of the anywhere from $10,000 to $13,000 with a heavier bias here at around, $12,000, $13,000, $13,500, something like that. So that's the next really strong level of support for Bitcoin. So if we do continue to trade below this trading range like we are currently, then that's going to be the next target, kind of that $13,000, $12,000 range. Same thing going on with Ethereum. Ethereum, it's got some downside potential. If we take out the low at 880, we might even head to 400. This range here at around 500 to 400, which that's a hell of a drop here. Now, again, we need to take out the lows. Ethereum is in a little bit of a different condition than Bitcoin currently because we're still range bound on Ethereum. So that's a positive thing. We don't want to be too negative here because there are positive things. We're still range bound, right? So we haven't broken down outside of the channel, whereas Bitcoin has broken down and it's outside of the channel. Bitcoin needs to get back in. If Bitcoin fails to get back into this trading range, the assumption is lower levels. Now, if Bitcoin fails to get back into the trading range, that will bring Ethereum back. That will bring Ethereum down, and it'll bring it out of Ethereum's trading range. So, the market is still heavily correlated with the movements of Bitcoin. Crypto is correlated with the movement of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin takes a dive, the rest of crypto will take a dive alongside with it. So bear that in mind that, I hold a heavier emphasis on what's going on with Bitcoin. The DXY looking great for a favorable trading position. Real shame that we had the FTX unwinding because we would be seeing some really bullish price action if this was happening before the unwinding event. But yeah, we have broken below the support level. We tested it here, tested it there, broke down. We could get a little bit of a rally, but as it stands right now, this is a very strong signal to the market that the dollar is ready to at least go into consolidation. If we continue kind of a downtrend, then that's going to be really good for equities, really good for the market overall. Cryptocurrency obviously has lost a lot of attention. It's lost a lot of market participation, but a declining dollar will be good for risk on assets in general. Oops. And then if we take a look at the S&P 500, we're trending up. We have this kind of double bottom formation. Not a true double bottom because this bottom is a new lower low, but you know, we're trending up from that. So if we can take out this high, that'll be ideal. DXY probably stopped BTC dumping more than it did. It absolutely did because it's correlated. When we look at Bitcoin, we look at Bitcoin against the dollar. So if the dollar is underperforming, Bitcoin would be doing well. So yes, that's always the case. So if we can continue to trend up here and break past this previous high, that's going to be ideal. That's going to be ideal for, you know, a bullish narrative to build around the S&P 500. Same sort of structure that we're seeing here on the NASDAQ. Kind of that double bottom, not a true double bottom. Ideally, when you're looking at double bottom formations, you want the second bottom to be a higher low. You don't want it to be a lower low. So this is a lower low, which means that the macro downtrend is still intact. So if you cannot take out this high, the macro downtrend will remain to be, we're going to have a lot of supply come into the market. We can continue to trade down on this. So do be aware of that. But the NASDAQ has some resistance here at around 13,000. Yeah. Let's take a look at the ETHBTC pair. ETHBTC is kind of a weird chart for me right now. Ethereum is holding up technically better than Bitcoin. And we can see a pretty bullish candle here. This was a pretty bullish weekly close here. It's a shooting star doji. It's not technically a shooting star because it didn't happen at the bottom of a trend, but it's still a very long demand tail that's showing that there's a lot of buyers willing to set up and purchase Ethereum. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. If we can break out of this megaphone pattern, that will be a very bullish signal for Ethereum, but we have a ton of overhead resistance here at 0.08 BTC per ETH. So that's going to be a pretty hard resistance to get above. Not impossible, but certainly difficult. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin, you know, we got a huge move outside of the range here. Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to the daily. Traded sideways for a little bit, got a massive sign of strength, and we're now on our backup phase for Doge. So, you know, this we'll have to monitor this. The appetite for altcoins right now is very low. Obviously, you know, a lot of people have lost a lot of faith in cryptocurrency as a whole. There's a lot of external threats. There's also lack of access to crypto because a lot of people are afraid to even go to the exchange and begin trading as they should be. You know, there are methods and strategies that you can do to continue to trade on these exchanges, but you know, that's going to be a topic for another time. Yeah, but you know, hey, we got a holding support here on Doge, holding support. Let's take a look at Matic. We haven't looked at Matic in a while. This one was one that was looking like it wanted to go. Really choppy. So we had a nice reaccumulation range here. We actually broke out of that reaccumulation range and got a sign of strength, but now it's getting really choppy, really distributional. So I think as it stands right now, this is not a asset that you want to go long on, not until we can get back above and take out the high at around $1 and what is that? $1.30. At 130? Yeah. Yeah, until we can take out that high at 130, I think this would probably be distribution at this point. It was looking really good, but yeah, now the market sentiment has shifted and the supply has shifted, so we might end up coming back down to the lows of around 30 cents. So shave a buck off. All right, that is pretty much it for the market update. I wanted to just hop on real quick and just give you guys my thoughts as to what to look out for. So to recap, what we need to focus mostly on is Bitcoin. If Bitcoin remains below the range here, if it remains below, oops, don't need that. If it remains below that 17.5 level, it's assumed that we're going to head down to lower levels closer to around 13.5, possibly even below 10, depending on the market sentiment and if there's, more, insolvency across exchanges. There's a lot of speculation out there, specifically around crypto.com, contagion effects between exchanges. We'll see if they can, bluff the books long enough to get confidence back in the market. But if they fail to do so, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some much lower levels if we continue to see exchanges go down. So watch this level. Can't get above 17.5. We're heading back down to 13,000, which for me is going to be fantastic. I am very excited for any level. Just bring Bitcoin down. It's not what a lot of people want to hear. If this is your first bear market, this was a pretty gnarly one as far as institutional unwinding. We haven't really had these kind of institutional players before, and it really has been unwinding in a way that is pretty unprecedented. But what I will say is the losses in terms of crypto retracements and the losses in value on the charts is very similar to what we see in typical bear market conditions. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's a terrible way to end the stream, but I'm excited for lower numbers. That was what I was trying to allude to, is because I'm in stack sats mode. It's time to stack sats, stay humble. Anyways, thank you all for joining into the stream, and please join the Discord. We'll see you there in the chat. Have a good one. Trade safe.